على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, we'll have the hadith dialogue as usual. It is encouraged that you bring the youth. It is designed for them. Inshallah, we'll have more of them participating. I don't know if they have classes. Is that why? I don't. Did we have classes tonight? Is that why I'm not seeing? No. Okay.
Classes is registration tonight.
Okay. Inshallah. So the hadith I have in mind is regarding maw'idah. Maw'idah, or a word of advice, reminders. Now maw'idah could translate into an advice. However, the term is a little deeper. Like many Arabic words, you cannot give one word for one word as in translation. You have to kind of explain. And so when it comes to maw'idah, it is the kind of reminder, the kind of advice that comes with reminders, and often even you could say elaborate advice. So basically in some cases you could suggest that it includes the stories that you would give as examples and so on. This is why one of the description given about the Holy Quran is also that it's a maw'idah. لَقَدْ جَاءَكُمْ مِنْ رَبِّكُمْ, it has come to you from your Lord. Certain descriptions given to the Quran. One of them is وَمَوْعِظَةٌ, and it's also a maw'idah. The Quran is a maw'idah. So you'll find, for example, in the Holy Quran, a story is given, elaborate story. The surah, for instance, known as Surah Yusuf. Almost the entire surah is discussing the story of the Yusuf alayhi salam and his brothers and so on. However, in the end, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, all of this is ibrah. The stories that you are hearing and we are sharing with you is that is so that you can learn a lesson. Ibrah is where you can actually get basically an example for learning lessons. So again, maw'idah could refer to an advice that has some elaboration and details. The hadith I want to share is very short, and inshallah everyone will remember. However, it's very deep. It says, Al-maw'idatu hayatul qulub. The maw'idah, and I'm not translating here so that we refer to the explanation. So if you want the reminders, advice, elaborate advice, maw'idah is the life of hearts. So hearts, and we're not speaking of the physical heart here, yeah? Maybe it affects the physical heart, that's why it's referred to as the heart. Nevertheless, it's speaking of the core, yeah, the core of an individual. Maw'idah is what the hearts need as their food to survive, to live. Hayatul qulub. Our body, our physical body, will not survive without physical food. We have to eat food. Our hearts will not survive without maw'idah. In order for our hearts to survive, we have to constantly and continuously give it maw'idah. Earlier in Jum'ah, I reminded mu'mineen and mu'minat of the significance of gathering, especially Jum'at, and listening to sermons, because it is a necessity, it is a need for our soul. Our body needs its food, we feed it constantly, continuously. We don't go a day without food. If we fast for health reasons, we come and in the end of the day we eat, or in the end of the fasting period, which whatever. Some people are now doing it at night. Yeah, they fast the night time and then they eat the next day at a certain time. Regardless, no matter how much you fast, eventually you need to eat. On a daily basis you eat. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants our survival to be beyond our physical body. And therefore, He gives us daily prayers, for example, which is for spirituality, for our spiritual health. That is part of the food for our soul. One of the items that are necessary as food for our soul, for the heart, is actually maw'idha. So inshallah we'll remember this. Al-maw'idhatu hayatul qulub. So what do I do about it? I want to share a hadith that are somehow practical. Okay, so we can do something about it. So now you heard this. What do we do about it? Al-maw'idhatu hayatul qulub. What should I do? This is the part I want your contribution. It's a dialogue, remember? Okay. What should I do? Al-maw'idhatu hayatul qulub. So what do I do? Ahsant, very simple. Listen to maw'idha. So I have to actively look. When you're hungry, what do? You open the fridge, you go shopping, you go to a restaurant, you do something about it. Yeah, you search for food. Okay, if you don't have it, if it's not available in front of you, you go searching for it. Okay. So when we know that our hearts need food, make sure we go out searching for it. Find someone who can advise us. Find someone who can remind us. Go searching for those people. It's very important that we have our acquaintances, our people who remind us of God. I mentioned that earlier in Jum'ah. Find people who would remind you. Just seeing them reminds you of God. Be with those people. Listen to them. Ask them to advise you. Ask them to criticize you. Be my critique. Give me some criticism. I want to listen to something that would help me improve, help me better myself. So this is what we need to go out looking for. Actively look for maw'idha. Nowadays perhaps you could look for it on, one of the ways, obviously one of the means is books, but a teacher and somebody who you can connect with and can give you specific maw'idha, specific to you, is important. And so it's important to look for individuals who can help you in your journey and advise you and remind you of God, give you some perhaps reflection on yourself, like a mirror. Al-mu'min mir'atu akhihi al-mu'min. A believer should be like a mirror. Be that individual for each other. Remind each other in seclusion. We should. Any other suggestion in terms of what do I do? Al-maw'idhatu hayatul qulub. We said, go listen to maw'idha. Get someone to give you maw'idha. Any other suggestion? Maybe somebody wants to come with a very modern style of getting maw'idha. Nowadays you can get random programs that can give you random ayat of the Holy Quran or random hadith. I'm sure you've seen some of those. But do we need random or specific? We need more specific. So maybe somebody could say, I talk to artificial intelligence and explain to them my problems and explain who I am and what I am and ask for advice through that, maybe? I don't know. What do you think? That would work?
Yeah.
It could work? It could, but wouldn't work as well as a teacher, a mentor, and someone who has, a spirit, a soul, a heart that can speak heart to heart. Yeah? So inshallah we all try and find an individual who is godly, who would remind us of God and ask them to advise us and remind us, inshallah. With that we conclude. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammad wa alihi at-tayyibin at-tahirin. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad.
How not?